Karmen Media Group presents your NXT Next Level Wrestling Review with your host, Big Ray and the Vet. So,
are you ready? We said, are you ready? Oh, shucky ducky quack quack.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening. I said good evening twice. Good night. Good. Anyway. Hi, guys, as Liz would say. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Next Level Wrestling Review. And if you don't know who I am, ladies and gentlemen, I am the pundit of the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish lesson for wrestling today. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. No, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with my co-host. You see his beautiful, smiling face, his kind eyes, and his stellar beard. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one, he is the only, he is the best in the world. Yeah, do the whole gimmick, the arm cross gimmick. The Vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. It's true. The Vet. Really dope beard. Rip Rogers guy. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy working with the best in the world. And he is also a Rip Rogers guy. It is the Vet. Jamie Williams. The Vet. Good morning. Why the big smile today? What's going on, brother?
Well, to quote another wrestling program's theme song, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
He is so excited. He just can't hide it. I think he's he just found a pair of Giulia's used panties, and I think he likes it. Just, I don't know. This is what it is.
I know. What's up, Ray? How's it going?
Nothing much. I mean, nothing. Giulia, look at her.
Look at her.
You know, what's the other girl? The demon girl? Look at her, too. She's hot.
Look at them.
From Chile.
Can I ask you a question
Sure.
before we get into anything? We'll
Absolutely.
skip straight to the, what did they call it? The Champion Summit of NXT. Why was Giulia the best English promo in that ring? That should not have happened.
Is the best in the world at English.
Fuck.
Looking and Giulia is also one of the best in the world at just not having to do much to look absolutely gorgeous. I got to put it out there. You know, I mean, just like her and Stephanie Vaquer. I can't believe if you wrap your head around, folks, that they brought both of those people, both of those beautiful, gorgeous, incredibly talented women into this company at the same time. It fucking boggles my mind. It's crazy sauce.
And they put them together right away, too.
Yeah. A couple of videos that I wish they would. Anyway. And it's February. By the time you know it's going to be December, we'll all be dead. Just putting it out there. Wow, this January went quick. Well, actually, no. January didn't go that quick. It was quite a long. We had a lot of shit going on. But anyway, I'm very happy to have you guys here again. As you guys know, we're not in our home base. We did get a little snafu there. So HMG channel is not excuse me, technically down. We just can't live stream there for a couple days. And next week we'll be right back here with the next level, and we'll be right back here with watch-alongs and stuff like that. I just hope people that do the watch-alongs make sure they put the they know what to do. Elizabeth is here. She says, I'm doing what is that? What is that? Galentine's cookie decorations? Am I reading that correct?
No, I don't think you are. Well,
Galentine's.
Yeah. I think you can imagine what that probably means.
Oh, okay. It's like a Friendsgiving type thing.
Yeah.
Right. So after you guys make the cookies, is that when the baby oil comes out, or is that like how does that work?
Yeah.
Like when do the male strippers come in? How does that?
After the cookies, yes.
After the cookies, okay. Not with the cookies. Oil.
Well, you got to be able to serve them a cookie,
right?
You know, say as like a tip, you know.
Because
put a cookie in the G-string, you know.
Could you imagine stripping with all that baby oil on, and somebody's feeding you a cookie, and you have those crumbs, and they just like stick to you like fucking glue? It's disgusting.
I'm still picking chocolate chips out of my abs.
I don't know what those are. Abs. Yuppers peppers. I mean, we're going to be public in a public place. Could be fun. I didn't know. Chippendales was public. Anyway,
Liz, talking about the Rescue Ranger squirrels.
Yes, the Rescue Ranger squirrels. And speaking of Liz, ladies and gentlemen, we are not alone. Of course not, ladies and gentlemen, because this show wouldn't be a show without our friends, our families, the people who we not only love, but we acknowledge.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're going to acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
And I got to tell you something. Thank you guys for joining us. I know it's kind of a weirdo thing. If you follow me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez or Hami Media Group at Hami Media Group or at Opinion Haver, we'll probably tweet out, where we'll be. And if anything happens next week that we can't live stream, we'll just come right back here. So you guys know now ahead of time. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we start off looking up in the heavens. The big stripper pole in the sky, the man who's got the gabagool. It is the one, the only, Media M5. Who got the gabagool? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Media? God bless. We kick it off with the windiest of all Chris's, a.k.a. Chuckles himself. He says if Big E returns, and this is Chris Winland, they should pair him with Trick Williams, and they could be a team. Trick E. Oh, I get it. Trick E.
Yes, boy.
I like that. We have the very thankful one, Michael Vasquez, who thanks us for the upload as usual. Thank you, Michael. You should try to comment more. We would like that. Anyway, we have the biggest ass in all of HMG is Frank Pickleball. He says, yo, homies. He says, ho, yeets, feels, and meets.
Yeet.
I don't know what that means, but it turned me on. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and the only, the vociferous cold XX blooded XX. He says, rumor has it that Big Ray has been fandangoing all night long, and that's true. My arms are fucking tired.
He's been on his phone looking up movie times.
Oh my god, dude! Yes, movie times. Do you remember doing that, Bet, as a young lad, getting ready to go on a date or meet up with your homies, in the hood? You have to call that number. What was the number, right?
Movie phone.
Oh, it's movie phone.
If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1 now.
Hello, and welcome to Movie Phone. That guy went on to kill many, many people. He went to jail and served the rest of them. You know that, right? The movie phone guy? He was like a serial killer.
Not familiar, no.
I made that up. I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably not very true.
That's probably why I didn't hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the woman who's gonna host the biggest stripper pole party ever. Yeah. AKA, I'm gonna call her Cookie. The lovely Elizabeth. Yeah. Cookie. Liz, I might call you Cookie moving forward. That is an adorable nickname for you. By the way, some of the best homemade cookies I've ever had in my life. I still think of them. I still dream of them. The good old days of when I would get cookies. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the master and ruler of the world. Zane Vicious in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, Zane. We have the heart and soul of this HMG chat. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man currently known as Gam Wolfers. What are those? Are those is this elbows? I can't tell what that emoji is that he put up there.
Yeah, but I guess not that long ago, Gam was saying, Main event, Heart and Soul Gam Wolfers is now in your city.
I'll do
He
that.
took a trip to New York.
When? I didn't hear anybody get robbed.
It was a
Oh,
quiet
there's so
day in
many.
New York.
So many people that got robbed. You probably just got lost in the pile. I hope you hate it, New York, because it sucks. It stinks. It smells. Anyway, what are they testing on lab rat today, Vet?
New York.
They just toss them into
Get
the
a
train tracks.
face
Right?
full of New York. Get a syringe, inject him full of New York.
Ugh. There's nothing worse than when like a little piece of food falls into the train tracks here in the MTA, and two giant sewer rats are just fighting over it. And you hear them squealing and squeaking and scratching and fighting each other. Oh God, it's probably what's going to be what Liz's party going to sound like. Just
It's still gonna sound better than Charlotte's promo.
oh God, she's like the baby man. You gotta beat the man. Boo, bitch. Weird. She looks so fucking hard. She looks old. She looks like she's 70. She looks like my first grade teacher, Mrs. Dravzowski. So I have a new person to hate now.
She's taking the place of what's her name?
No,
Bayley
nobody
Ray, now known as
Nobody
Alba Fire.
Nobody fucking cares. Are they still wrestling, those two girls? Are they still doing their thing?
I wouldn't call it wrestling.
Oh, that's not nice. I mean, I'm sure they've put in time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have the handsome one, the slasher one, the dancer one, the handsome dancing. I said that wrong. Let me try that again. The handsome dancing slashing Dan Heffron, who's just ripping shit up on the X and on his YouTube channel. Heffron, or Mr. Dan Heffron, be sure to plug your YouTube channel here in the chat, man. Everybody go over there and check out his covers, man. They're dope as fuck. I wish I could play guitar.
They're so good that if we play them here, we might get a copyright strike.
Well, that's the thing. I think that actually happened once, that we played one of Dan's thing and then we got like a little warning, like, it's too good.
yeah. It sounds familiar.
Wasn't even a copyright strike. It's just too good. We gotta take you down. Do you know how to play the instruments, Vet?
No.
Do you play the bongos or the congas? You seem like a percussionist. No?
No. I didn't even play the Donkey Kong video game with the bongo controller.
I bet you can. I bet you are the master of the pan flute.
No.
Like Zamfir. Remember that guy? You know who I'm talking about, folks.
Yes. No. Sorry.
Zamfir. It's when you were up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning after coming back from the club and you're watching an infomercial. Anyway, you know what? Just look it up. Zamfir, master of the pan flute, some of the most beautiful music ever made. I want a pan flute now. Ladies and gentlemen, everything's bigger in Texas. This ain't Texas joins. It says Cookie Monster. No. I don't even know what the hell that means, but okay, I'll put it over. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have no. Passing. New York Yankees. Number 22, 2. First baseman. Who is this? Al Robinson. Number 14, 2. I think I changed the name already. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta clear my throat because we have a man that is magnanimous, a man that is scholarly, a man that is effervescent, a man that is absolutely glorious. It's the Professor Chabela Veracruz. What's going on, man? He says NXT PWC. That's a 3-letter partnership. No, we are never coming back here again unless we have to. It's putting it over. Thanks, Jimmy, by the way, for letting us use your channel. And I think I didn't miss anybody. Vet, you can let me know because I am a retard. Yes, you can use the word retard again because Trump is president now. What happened?
I did not see any missing names other than the ones that might be missing just due to the location change. We got moved to a smaller venue because, well,
we do know that
because Randy Orton couldn't sell enough tickets.
He could not sell enough tickets. What we can do is we can take you. We can pin your ass to the mat for the 3 count. This is the 3 Count, with the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the Vet. Vet, you're a huge Lakers fan, right?
Oh, massive.
How do you feel about Luka Doncic being an LA Laker?
I'm gonna have to struggle to pretend that I know who that is.
What about a King? Are you more of a Kings fan, a Sacramento Kings fan? No, you don't. Do you know they play basketball, right?
If that's what you call it.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway,
What a garbage team.
Right.
I wish they never got saved, and I wish they would have got shipped to Seattle like they should have.
it should have been the tropics, right? It should have been the tropics. The tropics should have been the one saved, right? Let's get tropical. One of the best.
No, he didn't call you a jive turkey. He called you a cocksucker.
Foul.
Foul. 2 fouls.
2 fouls.
You can't just fly through the air like that.
Oh God. That's
All right, what movie are we before we tell them, what movie are we referencing, guys? Who can get it?
What movie are we
continue with the 3 count, Ray. What about Luka?
It is 2 points.
Come on. He got sent to the Lakers, and people, this is weird, I guess.
I don't. It's
Like out of nowhere.
He's 25 years old. I mean, I know he's a little fat now, but it's not part-timers. Jesus Christ, part-timers. You guys suck. Come on, chat. What movie is that? Jesus Christ! Everybody panic!
Is that a movie?
Is it a movie? Let me see. Liz says, I just walked back in the room.
We can't do that. We're not doing the whole bit again.
Yeah, we're not doing.
Quit leaving rooms.
Yeah, what are you leaving rooms for?
She's probably baking cookies or something.
Cookies and getting the baby oil out. Your P. Diddy cookie parties. Whatever. Drew McIntyre was supposed to be eliminated by Damian Priest before Logan Paul entered the Royal Rumble. The elimination then ended up happening after Paul's entrance. This whole fucking thing with the fucking Royal Rumble. It's a battle royal. Shit happens. Does it really bother you? Like, how did you feel about the Royal Rumble and how it ended? Did you talk about it? I don't know. You did, right? With Jimmy. You did talk about it, right?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. I forget what I said. I don't, I thought it was a strange choice. I think that like for me it was kind of like, well, it kind of had to be Punk, but for whatever reason they didn't agree, so I suppose it would have been a little too obvious to go with that.
I guess.
The only one that kind of needed it as far as like the story and the win and the build up and stuff.
People are upset because apparently, like, some people are saying that fucking LA Knight went to business for himself, doing a little too much. He was in the way and shit. And it just came across like sloppy. Like, as a competitor in the ring, Vet, like, would you get annoyed at somebody else, trying to do too much? Like, do you think he was doing too much? I'm sure you did. You watch the Royal Rumble at all?
I mean, I really.
Excuse me.
Well, you did watch the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, sure did.
Did you think anything of it until afterwards when all the stuff came out?
You're gonna think I'm full of shit, but I did think of something.
Okay.
Because it.
Well, then maybe if you thought he was, then maybe he was. I don't know. I wasn't paying that close of attention at the time, and I was half-ass watching it anyway. But I was actually barely conscious because I sort of like woke up earlier than I normally do for no reason.
Right.
And I just looked at the clock and said, oh, I bet the Rumble's still on. Let me just turn it on. And I kind of rolled back over. I was barely listening or paying attention or whatever. But, I mean, the thing about the Royal Rumble is one of those times where, I mean, it's the most important battle royal. That's where you structure spots. You people like choreograph out the whole Royal Rumble with the entrances and coinciding with other people so they can have how many times can you have two people in a match like sort of back towards each other and then turn around and realize that they're face to face in the ring? Like they did that like 10 times. times. It gets really old, and it's like we haven't already seen it 9 other times, and you're going to do it again. Like, oh, can you believe Jacob Fatu is in the ring with Roman Reigns? Well, yeah, because they both said they were going to be in the Rumble, so I believe it. But
skip all these fucking dumb rumors. All right,
yeah, so I just think for something like the Rumble, they put a lot of thought into that, and so if something doesn't go the way it was planned, finally.
Jesus, Semi-Pro for those listening on audio. That was the movie, the great movie. I didn't want to have to act out the whole bear wrestling scene. Everybody panic.
Now, normally in a battle royal, like if you're just in a random battle royal, and somebody's like going into business for themselves, then yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it's just like, whatever, who cares? This is a random battle royal. When it's the Royal Rumble, though, it's kind of important. So I don't know what was supposed to happen for him that would have made it any different.
Right.
But if somebody did something that messed that up, and all they had to do was not do that, then yeah, I could see being upset.
What I noticed was, so there was focus taken away from that elimination because it's a big elimination. It's fucking Drew McIntyre, right? And when I was watching it live with Aiden and my wife, I was like he was an afterthought. And then I thought that there was something weird. And then when he reacted, the way he reacted and Damian Priest was staring him down, at first I thought Damian Priest did something wrong because he looked upset. And me and Aiden were looking at each other like, yo, even Aiden kind of figured like something's wrong. This ain't right. But we couldn't put our finger on it. And then, after all the videos and reports are coming out and said, but apparently there's no heat on LA Knight. So good for him. He apparently he didn't do anything wrong. It's just shit happens. So that's not really news. Anyway, apparently the multiple sources are reporting that the WrestleMania 41 main event, maybe night 1, I believe, is indeed going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in a triple threat match. For what?
Yeah, the main event?
That's what they say. But for what? Not for the title.
For a title opportunity?
So let me get this straight. Is Jey Uso going to open the night with fucking Gunther?
Maybe.
Oh, what a fucking debacle this is, man.
Curtain jerk, Jey Uso.
Curtain jerk, fucking mid-card.
It's just
Jey
me,
Uso.
Us.
Boy, he is. I was trying to equate who Jey Uso is to somebody in the past. And when I come up with this name, Vet, you tell me if I am fucking spot on or I should just quit podcasting. You ready? He's Coco Beware. Fucking cool dance. Everybody gets involved. Everybody likes him. Sells tons of merch. He's a song. I told Jimmy this yesterday. If you take the song away from him and you give him I don't know, maybe his cousin's song or whatever. Let's get it on. Dun, 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 dun. Is it the same thing? Where people can't fucking wave their hands in the air like they just don't care?
I mean, look, you could make that argument for dozens and dozens of guys that were pushed over the years.
I just see this turning to be real bad, dude. And after listening to his promo on Monday Night Raw, it just fully confirmed what I felt. And I know he's being emotional.
Yeah, I don't think this promo was the same as the first time he did that one promo. You remember that one promo?
Yes.
Now that
promo in history.
That was not good television. This promo was more so him trying to hold it together. And I think the people were with it. And I think when he was talking, I think the people were with it, and I felt like he was with it. And when Gunther came out and he did his thing, people were with it. And when Jay made his comeback, the people were with it.
Okay.
It's totally night and day from that other promo that we always think of when we're like starting to question this guy's push. It's just different now. I don't like I said, call Coco Beware. No, I don't think that's an apt comparison. I just think that there's a lot of people that, for one reason or another, they get their moment, they get their time, they get their run, as it were. Jay's been able to parlay this run into multiple looks, whether it's just him and his brother kind of being boring coming in as a tag team, doing their little, the haka thing, or whether they turn into like the discount Briscoe brothers, or if you look at this whole bloodline thing and now they're kind of both on their own. That's several runs that he's got out of this run. And I think this one just organically came about. The people got with him. And why not? Because think about his brother and how many times his brother screwed up. And when his brother screwed up, that cost them both, because they were a tag team back then, right?
Right.
So he has to be guilty by association. He has to be punished for, am I my brother's keeper? There's a situation that Jay deserves a reward of some kind for being stable throughout his part of the career and holding up his end of the bargain, I think. That's just me personally. So it doesn't matter what shortcomings Jay has, or whether I think that the booking of him winning a Royal Rumble was necessarily the best option. It was an option. It's the option they took, and the people are with it now. And one last thing, to your point about yesterday, the same point that you said yesterday about how it's not going to last, and my point was, that's why you have to do it now then.
Okay.
If it's not going to last, you got to get it. You got to milk it while it's hot or whatever. Sorry to mix metaphors.
No. So, but this is what frustrates me and what angers me. The only reason I think they're going with this is because he is related to The Rock. I'm gonna put it out there. I think
that could be true.
And this is why. Because why couldn't they change plans for LA Knight? How much hotter could you have been when LA Knight was on top? Was doing, seriously. So, like, who were they picking and choosing who's fucking over and who's not? I just don't think it's good for, like, if you put LA.
That's another thing that's always happened. But you're doing this what about thing.
Yeah.
What about LA Knight? What about him? Fuck him.
Sami Zayn.
Jey Uso now. It's just Jey Uso. It's just me, Us.
Sami Zayn's an Us.
And no, Frank, that's the wrong brother. Jimmy was the drunk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't tell them apart. But for some of us, we know who's who. And Jay is done. He maybe he did get a little sauce with that one scrum with Cody, but that's different. He wasn't driving a car.
That was fun.
They took Cody's bus home. It was safe.
Well, speaking of Haktua, just had the professor mention it. Apparently, The Rock is livid. He's upset. He's angry. We're all confused there. Frank Spicklebauer asked. It says that The Rock is livid that the news that he is not working WrestleMania 41 got out when it did. What's more, there were some who were upset that he made his return at Bad Blood after the show, despite knowing that Jesus Christ.
What?
I don't know. Some people.
The Rock is livid?
The Rock is upset. He's angry. He's fucking roid raging all over the place. Because, it was supposed to be a secret that he wasn't working WrestleMania 41. I didn't know he was. Did you?
Nobody knows anything.
Let's move on. Yeah, this is fucking stupid.
How could you leave the people's champion off of WrestleMania? He's got a belt to defend. He should defend it.
He does have that Brahma Bull belt. Multiple sources are saying that John Cena is already back in Budapest to film a movie. Just like he's
where they film movies.
He's filming the what is it, Matchbox? What the fuck is it? A Hot Wheels or some stupid movie? Fucking Christ. And then he sits down at this press conference. He's like, I believe that my 55 years wrestling and being on top and being a 16-time champion, I've earned that spot, so I'm taking it. Okay. I know CM Punk was shitting on him for that. I don't know if it's a shooter. What happened?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, shit, knee. Shit, knee. Boy,
Don't you love it when John Cena gets serious? That's my favorite John Cena. My favorite John Cena, forget the professor of thugonomics, forget the, the super Cena, all this stuff, the towel waving Cena. My favorite John Cena is the after dinner, the men will retire to the smoking room Cena. That's my favorite John Cena.
I'm going to make a prediction. I predict John Cena divorces his wife at WrestleMania live on TV, and then remarries Brie Bella or Nikki Bella. Which one is it?
Oh yeah, that's
Nikki Bella at SummerSlam. What do you think? The Match Made in Heaven Part 2. No.
Yep.
Okay. Eric Bischoff will be the priest, and he'll rip his face off. And I got to tell you something. That is one of the moments in wrestling where I did not see that coming. I had no idea. Remember, was it HD back then at that time? I don't know. I think I was still watching standard definition television, 480p.
Yeah, probably.
And man, you could not tell that dude was wearing some type of mask. That shit was fucking epic. Who what am I talking about? What was it? What was the wedding? Was it Test and Steph?
No, it was Billy and Chuck.
Billy and Chuck. Yes, the Billy and Chuck. And oh my God. When Billy's like, dude, I'm not gay. Who says you are gay? You are gay. Anyway. Oh boy, let's see. As per WrestleVotes, now you know this is serious. There are talks internally. The premium, what is it? There are talks of a premium live event coming in early July. Every news bite is just a rumor, folks. That's how I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's stupid. The WrestleVotes also announced that Money in the Bank this year is expected before WrestleMania 41. Huh. And it could end up. I don't understand. Are they moving it? Money in the Bank this year is expected before WrestleMania 41. Oh, huh. And it could end up being before the aforementioned international date in July.
Well, WrestleMania is in April, so
March?
That's really the only thing it has left. You have Elimination Chamber this month, and then you have March to WrestleMania has always been either at the end of March or the very beginning of April, depending on the calendar. So,
well, I know Elizabeth's going to be excited about this news, but more news coming from WrestleVote says Nikki Bella. Speaking of John Cena and him marrying her at SummerSlam, Nikki Bella has done significant numbers being back on WWE Shop, and the company is thrilled that of her return in general, basically, and she wants a full-time run. It sounds like they can make it happen. Vet, you are a huge fan of the Bella twins, and you've made this clear.
Yes, this is one of those times when you're saying it facetiously, but it's actually the case.
I love how Jimmy on the wreckage was like, yeah, she's 40 years old, and she looks good. She's young. 40's not old. Like, what are you talking about, Jimmy? Whatever. I'm excited about anyway. Multiple sources say that Jordynne Grace's 5-year contract with the WWE includes her retaining full rights to her name and theme song. She's also expected to start in NXT, but likely won't be there long because she's got a main roster level deal. So it looks like she'll get an NXT run first. Do you co-sign off of that? Do you think they should just? I think they shouldn't do that, right?
Well, I don't want to have to watch, but I mean, if you just look at it from the sense of like, I don't know, I feel like the women's how is the women's division on Raw and SmackDown? How is it both crowded and stale at the same time?
I don't know. I
don't know either, but they managed it. So I guess either way, like you had these tournaments to win these singles women's mid-card belts, and then what was Lyra Valkyria doing on Raw? Just sitting around? What does Chelsea Green do on SmackDown? Some old bullshit.
She's a bird. She's just sitting on a perch.
Yeah.
And finally, our final piece of news here. This is not really news, but so yesterday we had mentioned that nobody knew, but Duke Hudson was released by WWE in January, unceremoniously, I would say. And basically, he was so vet. He was in NXT for 6 years, and that means he was 28 when he started in NXT, and he's now 34 years old. And they just figured, hey, he's not a main roster guy. Vet, you have been a big supporter of Duke Hudson, and I think you've gone on record by saying that you saw him being a future WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Is this a shocker to you that Duke Hudson is no longer with the company? And where do you think he goes next? TNA, AEW? Does he hone his skills in Japan, Mexico? Or does he just quit and go into selling houses like most professional wrestlers, opening a gym or school or something?
Probably some of those. I don't know. Yeah. Now this is one of those times when Ray's being facetious, and I actually don't actually don't care about Duke Hudson. But
Sonic, Jimmy.
Yeah, what's shocking about it is not so much that they didn't see it in him, but more so just the fact of how they did it, like you said, because we only saw people posting about it, like Thea Hale, right as we're all hearing it. So does that mean that she didn't know and she wasn't, and she found out when everybody else did, or does that mean that she just couldn't say anything until a certain point? Because where has she been? And so on and so forth. So I don't know, man. It was just weird how they did it. Usually there's like a group of releases, that's been the way it's traditionally been done. Now, I guess in this new era, it's all about quietly releasing people one at a time whenever they realize, hey, it's never going to happen. So let's just release them now.
Man, it sucks for him though, dude. I mean, I didn't hate Duke Hudson. I thought he had come into his own, but he didn't. I mean, let's be honest, guys. He never really fit with that Chase U thing. It should be really young looking kids that are learning, coming up in Chase University and stuff like Thea Hale.
But that's what made that work for him, was that if you remember when he came in, it was almost like, what's he up to? Because he was, other than that, he was just playing like the guy wearing a vest with no shirt, playing cards and shit. And then he joins Chase U, and you're like, what's he up to? Is he trying to scam Chase U, or is he trying to scam Andre Chase? And the other shoe never dropped, right? Like, we kept expecting him to turn on Chase U, but instead Chase U won over his cold hustler heart, and he became a part of the team. And that's what ended up kind of making him the most interesting he's ever been. So without Chase U, perhaps they just saw the same thing I saw before he was in Chase U, which is he has no value. But even when he was in Chase U, I realized that he would have no value outside of it.
Yeah.
So he enjoyed his run, and I think he did a good job in that part. But great hot tag comebacks. We got to see quite a few great hot tag comebacks if we ever actually had a tag team match.
It's true. So, listen, man, I wish the guy the best. Some people are saying that he's going to Japan. I think he's going to make some money in Japan. Why not? A big white American dude, he always makes money in Japan. American. What is he? Well, he's British, right? Or Australian. Whatever. Same thing.
He's Australian, so Jimmy hates him.
He's British South.
Yeah.
Oh,
British.
Boy. All right, South British. He is from South British. He's a South Britishman. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's if any other news pops up during the day, you know the deal. We'll just I'll just shout it out to you. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go back in time, and again, we will be reviewing NXT February 4th, 2025, right after we take a trip back in time. Let's jump into the time machine, ladies and gentlemen, to this day in professional wrestling history.
Will you stop? What you gonna do?
Boobies. I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Let's go back in time, ladies and gentlemen, to a better time, a yesteryear, if you will. It is February 5th, 1970-something. Yes, we're going way back in time, ladies and gentlemen, to a time when men were men and women were women, and there was nothing in between. Where professional wrestling managers were very important, and winning a trophy was cool as fuck. Let's go back to Atlanta, Georgia, in the finals of the 14-man tournament. El Mongol defeated Nick Bockwinkel to win the vacant NWA Georgia Heavyweight Championship. Vet, you are a huge historian, and you are a big fan of El Mongol. Vet, you were there live as a teenager. Tell us about the feeling in Atlanta, Georgia, when El Mongol became the Georgia Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, it's incredible. And thank you for getting the right music this time. And in memory of Gorilla Monsoon, I would say that night they were definitely hanging from the rafters. And it was a happening. Yeah. So who's the Mongol?
I don't know.
Who's El Mongol?
El Mongol.
Yeah.
He's a Mongolian.
Which is Spanish for the Mongol. But who was that? Like, who was the actual guy? I'm going to feel like he's one of those guys that had several gimmicks.
You think so? Let's look it up.
If he went over on Nick Bockwinkel for a championship, I feel like he was somebody, right?
Well, I have it here. I'll just share the screen for those watching on channelattitude.com. We're live right now. This is El Mongol. There he is. El Mongol. Let's check out his Wikipedia page. Let me see. He was born 1930. Mexican-born professional wrestler. Doesn't give a height and weight. Well, 231 pounds. Doesn't show his height. Professional wrestler, it says Molina. Also, his name was Molina. Trained in martial arts and boxing. Young age. Then became a professional wrestler. I don't know. I've never heard of this guy in my life. You?
That's crazy. Yeah, no.
Neither have I.
How did I miss an entire guy?
Weird. I don't know. He had
Professor.
Professor. Does Professor know who El Mongol is? Anyway,
he looked like we should know him.
He does look like Greek god Papadon. Greek god 2 belts. That is a huge championship belt, man. That shit is that's a rib, right?
A belt fit for a papa.
Oh, jeez. Hey, let's go to 1988. Vet Big Ray is 12 years old. WWF main event was held at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was the first primetime wrestling show on the network television since 1955. On network television, excuse me, since 1955. A staggering 33 million. Vet, 33, not 3 million. 33 million people tuned in to watch Hulk Hogan defend the WWF Championship against Andre the Giant in a WrestleMania 3 rematch. Now, I'm sure you know what happened here, but this is...
You said Saturday night's main event.
It was Saturday night's main event.
So then that would be the twin referees.
Yes. The twin referees.
How much did you spend on the plastic surgery, dude?
Oh, man. Where he took poor Dave Hebner and overshot him, and Dave took... Was it Dave or Earl? Who took the bump? I don't know. One of the two. I think it was Earl. No, it was Earl. Yes, because Earl was...
I only know the Usos. I don't know other twins.
Bro, if you have to watch this video, because Hulk Hogan hucks poor Earl Hebner out of the ring, and I
remember that.
I believe Andre was supposed to catch him. Somehow he was able to throw Earl Hebner over Andre the Giant's head, right onto the concrete. Excuse me, I was going to say canvas. This was huge, man. It's also worth noting that before this loss, Hulk Hogan had held on to the belt for 1,474 days, just over 4 years. And of course, it led to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase being given the belt, and then the belt going up as vacant, because you can't just give the belt, and then Macho Man getting his run at WrestleMania 4. So much happened after this. Any fond memories of this moment for you that kind of stick out that maybe you haven't talked about before? Anything else?
Not. I mean, fond memories in the sense that it's the earliest major wrestling angle I remember.
Yeah.
You know, like I watch some wrestling here and there, and you see like a little bit here and there, but this was the first time where it felt like, well, this is really big and important. This is a big kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
And it's things like this for like, you know, where Teddy DiBiase tries to buy the championship from Andre the Giant, and then that ends up with the championship being like, you know, revoked. You know, like you can't. I'm taking it from you now, Andre the Giant, because you tried to pawn it off.
Yeah, you are
like there's actual repercussions for this in a sense of like a sports presentation, right?
Yeah.
And that's why when stuff like when I get tired of these spots at the Rumble where some guy gets hurt and then like someone has to just take his place, or anything where it's like there's just no official rules being followed or whatever, it's all because they set a precedent back then with official rules and things like that. They tried to make this shit serious, even though they had the weird soap opera twin plastic surgery thing. And then later on, at some point, they were just like, oh no, they were just actually brothers the whole time. You know, whatever. Don't worry about that other thing. Yeah. But whatever. Like they had that, but there was still some realism to it. You know, they turned it into something. Yeah, so that's why whenever I would say, you know, hey, wrestling needs to be more like sports, and people would argue with me, I'm like, I'm thinking of stuff like this. You know, you come up with a sports related storyline. Now we have to have a big tournament at WrestleMania 4, you know, with future president Donald Trump hosting it, and, you know, at Trump Plaza, and we need a new champion.
So Charles,
and then that leads to the Macho Man winning it, and then that leads to the Mega Powers, and that leads to Mega Powers exploding, and it leads to Hulk Hogan getting it back. And look at all the drama you got off of this one night on February 5th, 1988.
Listen, I gotta help out the Hammer. Apparently, Charles the Hammer Evans vet does not follow us on social media, so he didn't see me posting. So I'm actually sending him the link right now. So hopefully Hammer will join us very soon. Not like in
that's
the
okay.
show,
That's okay. I wasn't talking to you anyway. I was talking to the lovely people.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's just, you know, when one of our family members, you guys are all part of the family, needs help. That's why I'm here. That's why the vet is here. That's why the vet is the best in the world, and I am the reporter of the people. No, the pundit of the people. Anyway, I just sent them that link. Let me see here. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the most memorable moments for me during that thing was watching the two referees fight. Watching Dave Hebner, or was it Earl Hebner, kick Dave Hebner in the stomach. I was like, you ever seen a referee fight before, vet? You never seen that before. I was like, what the fuck? As a kid, I believed it. I was 12 years old. And 12 years old now is not the same as 12 years old back then. I believe that there was still a ton of innocence and believability where you believe that we actually walked on the moon and shit like that. You know,
and there was a lot less stuff to do back in 1988, which is why there were 33 million people at home on a Saturday night watching.
Can you fuck? Those are Super Bowl numbers, aren't they? 33 million. My God. By God, Kenny Omega. Anyway. Hey, why don't we fast forward to 1994? And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, vet, now, this company, ECW, you may have heard of them before, was held. Let me see. It says the night that, it was called the night that crossed the line. The main event was a triangle match between Shane Douglas, Sabu, and ECW champion Terry Funk. The match started with Shane Douglas and Sabu with a stipulation that if either of them let me just read this correctly, stipulation that if either beat the other within 15 minutes, they would go on with Terry Funk. They would go one-on-one with Terry Funk.
ECW at this time, well, and later on, their version of the triangle match was elimination style.
There he is. Yes. Okay, so it didn't happen, just so you know, and then they had a triple threat. So what was it like? How was it set up?
So like normally the way they do three-way matches now, it's just first fall, And then that's so that they can use the excuse of, well, I never got pinned by somebody and I lost my title. It's a way for guys not to have to do a job, but to get a belt off them is basically the reason for it. But back, when ECW would do a triangle match, they would have the 3 participants and it was like 2 falls because the first guy has to lose and then the second guy has to lose. So there's only 1 winner left. And I guess this would have been an early instance of that. Even calling it a triangle match was different. That's just what they called it.
It was a 3-way dance, right? It was called back in the ECW days.
I guess this one had a time stipulation on it. Like maybe I didn't fully understand it, but whatever.
Well, you are correct, sir. It did go to a 60-minute time limit draw, and Terry Funk did retain the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Excuse me.
So this would be after. So it would be after this that Shane Douglas does the famous throw the belt down promo.
No.
Sometime after this.
No. If I'm correct, that the belt throwdown promo wasn't that prior to this?
Well, why is Terry Funk the champion then?
Professor, when did the franchise put over Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair and tell them to all kiss their ass? When was that? What year was that? I could have sworn that was like 92. Maybe I'm bugging out. I don't know.
No, we're not. 92. Shane Douglas was like tagging with Ricky Steamboat in the WWF or something.
All right, we're gonna have to have the professor check us on that one. So, professor, as soon as you can, sir, please jump in. Let us know. I can't look that up right now. Let's go to 2001, and we're waiting on the professor with bated breath. On a weekly episode of WCW Nitro, Rick Steiner beat Shane Douglas by pinfall to become the WCW United States champion. So Professor says that 1994, Jimmy also confers and copies off the professor's test and says also 1994. So yeah, maybe around this time. You were right. I was wrong.
I'll assume it would be after this, because if the match went to a 60-minute draw, that must have meant that he didn't win the belt and he must have won it in a match later.
Yeah. So was it? Yeah. That makes all the sense in the world. Vet, your thoughts on Rick Steiner and his run as the United States champion? We only have 2 more gimmicks here, I think.
You said this was 2001, right?
Oh yeah.
So this it's
towards the end.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll just leave it.
This is after the his famous feud with Chucky.
Is this when he cut? No, I'm thinking about Scott Steiner when he cut that fucking promo live on TV, just shitting on the company. But neither here nor there. Let's go to 2002. On an episode of SmackDown taped in Los Angeles, California, Maven scored a huge upset over The Undertaker to win the WWF Hardcore title.
Remember when The Undertaker was the Hardcore champion?
I don't.
Well, clearly it happened.
I don't. Let me see what this is here. I'm not going to read all of this shit, but in 2005, CZW had some pay-per-view. I'll just throw some names out there. I'm not going to tell you everything, but Chris Cash, never heard of the guy. Spider Nate, never heard of the guy. Nick Cage, may have heard of him. Justin Payne was here. The Mobster, B-Boy. Did a bunch of fucking... Mike Quackenbush. Why does that name ring a bell? Does that name ring a bell to
Mike Quackenbush went on to found Chikara, I think.
Okay. Ruckus, the Messiah, Bayley, Jacy Bayley, not R. Bayley, Big Butt Bayley. I don't know any of these names. They had a CZW Ultra Violent title? What?
Yeah, as opposed to what else in CZW?
I don't know. Let's go to 2007 in the main event of Raw in Iowa. I can't say the fucking name. Sioux City, Iowa, I guess it's called. Shawn Michaels defeated Edge and Randy Orton in a triple threat match, another 3-way dance, to earn a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 23, which is ironic because I think that's what's going to happen here. I don't think Jey Uso is going to main event WrestleMania. I think he's going to lose that spot somehow.
WrestleMania 23 is my WrestleMania.
You went to that one?
That's the one where I was in the Undertaker's Druid parade.
Oh, you were there.
Yes, I was there. Yes.
And as a Druid, that's right. Was Tommy Wonder there?
I don't think so.
Not
that I would have known him if he was.
Wouldn't it be funny if you guys were both Druids at the same time and you had no idea?
That would have been funny. I also remember the match, the match with John Cena and Shawn Michaels that main evented that show. And watching that match and sitting right behind me were Stone Cold Steve Austin and Johnny Ace.
All right. Come on. You have to.
That's the most exciting part of it.
Like,
because obviously I'm not going to talk to them or anything like that.
Did you turn around and just like, did your heart skip a beat when you saw? I'm a grown ass man, and Stone Cold Steve Austin was sitting behind me. I'm like, holy shit, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like what the fuck is running through your mind, dude, when you're there?
It's like, I don't know. It's just a very, very muted version of that. Like, you recognize that, hey, that's Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I don't have that. At that point especially, I just didn't have that mark anywhere in me anymore.
Oh.
So.
Did he say, what are you looking at? Turn around, kid. Did he say that to you?
Actually, I didn't turn around, so he couldn't say that.
So how did you see behind you? Did you have a little mirror?
I don't remember what happened. It had to be something that got my attention in that direction, and that's when I saw.
Is there anybody that you ever ran into at an event that you were working, or somebody that stopped by OVW that you kind of like were like, oh shit, like, wow, can't believe this person is here, shaking my hand, or this person spit on me. Hey kid, throw this in the trash for me. You know, something, anything like.
I mean, maybe, but I didn't have that same feeling at that point. Oh, look, I come on here every week and say I'm the best in the world. Like,
all right, I got it. Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder.
Ain't nobody's above me.
Oh shit! Damn. That's some. Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of nobody above you, let's go to I don't know. I just wanted to segue here. 2021, which is the last entry here, on an episode. That's all it says on an episode. Edge returned to the Blue Brand in an attempt to name his WrestleMania opponent. However, he was confronted by Roman Reigns, who in turn was taken out by Kevin Owens. Also on the show, Big E retained the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match against the Great Apollo Crews and Sami Zayn. Don't remember any of this.
No, this is a very, very dark era of wrestling, and it's one of the reasons why we're happy that there's a new era.
Well, I see the video here, and they are wrestling in front of multiple screens, so it's still post-COVID or during COVID, not post-COVID. Yeah.
Wow.
It's disgusting. And also notable birthdays today. We have the great, now if you guys don't know this name, then you're not a wrestling fan, Luke Graham. You familiar with Luke Graham there, Vet?
Sure. One half of the Graham brothers, the other one being Dr. Jerry Graham.
That's right. And born in 1986. Oh, she's pretty fucking young. And speaking about pretty, it is the great and one of my, I think it's okay to say, one of my wrestling crushes, Madison Rayne. You don't like Madison Rayne? She could get it. And also, I don't know who this fucking person is, but it says Mace.
Is that Mace? Mace from Maximum Male Models or MXM Collection?
This is Brennan Marcel Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Mace. Oh, it's Mace. Yes. So you can wish this beautiful man a happy birthday, born in 1991. Madison Rayne was born in 1986. She's actually 10 years younger than me. She's still young. And as I said, she can still get it. Ladies and gentlemen, that was this day in professional wrestling history.
Will you stop? Boobies.
And what you gonna do?
Weird.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is time for the main event of the evening, scheduled for hopefully 20 minutes at the max. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk some NXT.
Yeet. 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 Yeet.
All right, let's do the walk. Yeah, walking in to NXT February 4th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT February 4th, 2025. And this show is headlined by the Vengeance Day Summit that nobody gave a shit about. Nobody gave a shit about. Why did I say that like an Irishman?
Yeah. Also, no, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't headlined by that. It was headlined by Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Vet, you know what to do. Take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna see Femi walking in. We're gonna see a bunch of people walking in. We're gonna see Dark Roxanne. We're gonna see Giulia. Look at her. We're gonna see Bayley. We're gonna see A-Town Down Under. We're gonna see Trick Williams all walk in.
Yeah, they did.
And then we're gonna get Reptilian Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Yes. Who would have thought she would have been the more well-received Britt Baker in the wrestling business right now? But here she is. Well, I say well-received, but the person that's going to receive her is Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, it's a match. They have a match. She beats her up. Stephanie beats her up.
One of Jayne's better matches, I think. But I don't want to discredit her. Maybe she's improved somewhat, but I think just being in the ring with somebody like Stephanie just elevated her in-ring prowess, if I can say.
Let her beat you up.
This was a solid match, but Stephanie Vaquer did exude some dominance in this match. She did some shit, man, that's so seamless. There was a spot that stuck out to me where I can't explain it visually. I would have to watch it. Where Stephanie's in the corner and then Jacy Jayne goes to attack and Stephanie Vaquer does some weird shit where she kind of goes around behind her and grabs her by the back of her head forward and driving her into the turnbuckle. I can't explain what it was. It was seamless. It was beautiful. And I've never seen that shit before. Have you?
Only when Stephanie did it.
Well, Stephanie Vaquer does actually win by pinfall, Vet. And
with the SVB.
Yes, the SB. I hate
I
that.
assume that's a Stephanie Vaquer bomb. I don't.
Dude, I do not like that finishing move. It was. She got to change it, man. She got to do something different, brother. I'm sorry. But neither here nor that's like the only thing that I don't like that she does. And of course the other girls try to get involved during the match, but you can't beat a demon warrior like Stephanie Vaquer with just 3 mortal women who are not as talented as she. I will say though, what's the name of the young lady I'm always crazy about? She's the North American champion.
So crazy about her. What is her name?
I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. She looked like a snack. She looked like a snack today. Just gonna put that out there. So, but it was a good match. It had me intrigued, interested, entertained. All the cool letters. The alphabet.
Does Fallon have a chance in hell of retaining this belt? Pun intended.
No. Fallon Henley. Again, I would say she looked like a snack. So.
All right. Well, Ray definitely said that twice.
No, she's definitely a sacrificial lamb.
Okay. So the Meta Girls
Oh.
and the Dark Dollhouse
Uh,
all have to deal with Zarya running her mouth. You know, like a lot of people said that they probably shouldn't have had her speak because that ruins the mystique, but they are definitely going far in the other direction away from that criticism. She is now basically MJF.
She's
MJF
ruined.
now.
She's ruined. You're right. She's fucking ruined. They ruined the minute that she's like, I'm a mean girl too, or whatever the fuck she does. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. She shouldn't be taught. She shouldn't have said a word. And now she's just another girl in the locker room that wears crazy paint and has a fucking crazy colored hair.
And Sol Ruka is just watching it like that's my friend. I don't know.
And you pair her up with a fucking surfer. It just doesn't make sense. And none of it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Australia is one big island, which means that
Allegedly.
all the board, yeah, if it existed, it would be one big island. So, of course, the entire border is a beach. Maybe it makes sense to put a surfer.
No, that you're trying, brother, and I appreciate
I'm
trying.
it. Sarah Schreiber gets a word with Oba. She's like, "Are you guys gonna coexist?" And he's like, "Do you think you owe Trick something for it?" He says, "I owe Trick nothing."
Even when he talks, he's just awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of talking and awesome, now we have Brian Pillman Jr. in the ring, and he definitely It's funny because we're finally at the point that we always should have been at, where he's admitting that he's his father's son, which is everything that they were trying to say that he wasn't from the beginning.
Mm.
And I don't know if this was always the plan, which I doubt, or if it's just that they realized there's just no other way to go, which is, I suspect. But this whole thing is kind of stupid. But even in the context of it being stupid, I think this was still his best promo I've ever heard him do.
Oh, you could hear his promo?
Yes.
Over the fucking assholes that try to take over the show at the NXT arena. I have to vet. All right, say what you're going to say, because I have something to say, Cole.
Yeah, well, I mean, the crowd notwithstanding, I was trying to pay attention. I was paying attention to what he was saying, and I felt like, he finally got one. Other stuff happens, but you want to comment on the crowd first?
Well, there was some asshole that was the entire fucking promo making noise and acting like an asshole. You know who I'm talking about, Vet, if you watch the show. I don't know who that person was. If I was in the arena, I would have told him, yo, shut the fuck up. I would have said it. Yo, or walked over like, yo, what's wrong with you? Bro, these people were acting like, I get there's booing and there's fucking trying to take over the show. It's a small little venue, and a couple of assholes there just didn't let the shit play out. And it just really fucking irked me. Like I'm really trying to focus in on what fucking Lexus King is saying. And all I hear is some asshole bellowing, getting himself over. And I'm talking about the crowd.
It's like Stan Hansen in the crowd.
Fucking asshole. And then guess what, folks? Don't say, well, he paid a ticket. You don't pay, I don't think, right? To go to those NXT things. I don't fucking know. But even if you did, don't be a dickwad, you fucking cocksucker. If you're listening to this, if you ever see this, you're a cocksucker. I hope you never get let in that arena again, you dick. I'm sorry. It just really grinded my gears. Now, with that being said, I agree with you. I think Lexus King did cut a fucking good promo, but it was like an RKO out of nowhere. I mean, this was kind of pushed fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
He kind of cheated a little bit last week, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean,
Now, were you anticipating him to point at the name Lexus King, as I was, and say, I am the king, but I'm no longer the king. I am my father's son. I am Brian Pillman Jr., that type of thing?
No, but he should have.
Right. Okay.
He could still say all the king stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But what he does say too is that he's now, as the new Heritage Cup champion, he's changing the rules of the Heritage Cup to just be a regular match now,
which is awesome. That's a heel thing to do.
Yes, but then we hear a familiar theme song.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's that one, with the fingers pointing. Yeah, don't hum it too much. We might get a
strike.
We might get the PWC network strucken down, so let's not.
That's okay.
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it is none other than, well, JDC from the System, of course. So who are you expecting?
Who?
JDC. JDC. You know how every wrestler is just initials now on the indies?
I thought it was Fandango.
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe it used to be. I see. I also like that part, even just something small like that, where Pillman corrected himself when he said, "Didn't it used to be called Fandango?" Oh, excuse me, Fandango. Like he got the gimmick over.
He did.
So I like that.
He did. I like that too.
So now, but yeah, so representing the System. So this is, a non-Moose yet part of his faction guy appearing on the show.
Kind of Moose, right? We kind of got Moose on NXT.
This is the most close we've gotten to a Moose on NXT yet, is having this guy that joined his group recently.
Moose Jace.
Yeah, Moose Jace. And he wants to dance with Pillman Jr. next week for that Heritage Cup, so to speak.
Who is Dirty Dango? What's his name now? We just said it's what is it? JVC?
Yeah, JVC Kaboom Box. That's his name.
Yeah, that's his name.
That's also the name of Stephanie Vaquer's finisher.
I'm sure she's got a Kaboom Box.
Hey.
Eat. Good.
Eat. And then this was exciting. We see that Tony D'Angelo was a guest star on what is this? What the
Silk Stockings?
What was this show? Yeah, I wish it was Silk Stockings. I've heard of that. What is this?
No, so there's a new show on the WB called La Femme Nikita, and he's going to be playing a mob boss of some sort or some type of gang leader or something.
Some in a garage with a car, I guess.
Did he kind of loses his accent a little bit there? He's like, "What's going on over here?" No, I don't know. He's going to be on a TV show called Wild Cards. It's called. It's debuting. Wild Cards, ladies and gentlemen. That gets a fucking.
It sounds like it's like a game show on the Game Show Network hosted by Wayne Brady or something.
It's starring Tom Tillman. I don't know. I just made that name up. I have no idea.
I would have believed you.
I don't know who.
You shouldn't have said that. You should have just let me believe it. No one would have Googled it. So Stax was like, "Oh, I see you were off making a TV show instead of helping us from getting our asses kicked last week." And then he's like, "I'm just breaking your balls."
This is just so you folks, in case you guys want to watch, this is the show here. It's called Wild Cards. Oh shit! It's been on the air since 2024. It's got good ratings.
All the way back then.
It's kind of the popularity is kind of sinking down here, as you can see. Let me see. Stars Vanessa Morgan, Giacomo Giannotti, and Michael Xavier. All right, we're done with this. What's next?
Do you see the episode title? Once a time in the West?
No.
Once a time in the West. Tony D lost his damn mind in the West.
Shut up.
Yeah. And the connection to NXT there is that, if you remember, Dr. Arliss Lovelace in Wild Wild West had a similar beard as Brian Pillman Jr. does now.
He did.
He also had a lower half metal tarantula body, which, I'd also like to see Brian Pillman Jr. get one of those.
I would love one of those here in New York City. Try to price congestion me with that thing. I ain't putting nothing on it. I ain't putting no license plate on that. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next is Ridge Holland versus Stax.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I saw one single second of this. What happened? Did he beat him? I know Ridge beat him, but what happened?
So Ridge dominated most of this match. Stax got some shit in, but then towards the end of the match, Izzy Dame came into the ring again, also
Big
looking like
boot?
a snack. She tried.
Oh.
She was going to, but Ridge is like, no. He turned around. He no her. And he almost got rolled up for a pin, if I'm correct. I'm not looking at the notes right now. He almost rolled up, and but he kicked out, and then he hit the Redeemer DDT gimmick for the win. So he goes over. Listen, this whole situation with Izzy Dame and Ridge Holland, I swear to God, I have a feeling that she's when you the spy thing where you get in with the mobsters and they think you're a friend and stuff like that, but she's really working with fuck. I think she's banging Ridge Holland, and I think they're gonna be a thing.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Right now, the team from Pro Wrestling Noah. Now wait a minute.
What happened?
I just thought of something. You know how they have that like United Japan Wrestling thing that just happened where they made like an NWA like coalition of all the Japanese wrestling promotions?
Very familiar with it, yes.
And Noah's in it.
Sure, why not?
Does that mean NXT is also part of United Japan?
I don't know. I guess. Will we see a New Japan Pro Wrestling star coming to NXT?
I don't know. Well, yeah, or anyone.
Yeah. What's the other promotion? Ground Zero or something like that?
Yeah, that's it. K1. So the Noah guys, which is Josh Briggs and Inamura, ask Frasium that they want a title shot, and they're like, "Well, you got to earn a title shot. You can't just have one," or something like that. I don't know. It seemed to be the gist of what they were saying. Then Soul and Zarya make their entrance, and then we see a little promo for a new Tubi original called Evolve, and then
on Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi originals are on Tubi, right? That's true.
I think more people have YouTube than Tubi. I would have just put the shit on YouTube and have a YouTube exclusive. Why would they put it on Tubi?
Tubi paid?
No, geez, here it is.
I'm just saying.
Vet, you tried. That's why. You get up.
What? YouTubey? Dark Paxum.
Yes, Dark Paxum Tately.
And Gigi. Versus the blondes who came in earlier.
All right, I'm going to be honest with you.
Is this I didn't see 1 second of this match?
I watched the match.
Okay.
There's another match I didn't watch. I'll be honest with you. I think you'll know which one it is, but go ahead.
Yeah, Gigi got snatched. That's all I saw.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the girls worked hard during this match. I thought it was actually a solid match between the two teams. Gigi Dolan did her thing. Tatum Paxley did her thing. So Ruka, Zarya, everybody did their things. Zarya came off looking pretty good actually during this match. Very strong, and it annoyed me a little bit because again, it's one of those situations of like, oh shit, she could have been something awesome, but they made her talk. So it takes away from it. But So Ruka and Zarya, they go over and they beat Gigi Dolan and fucking Tatum Paxley, which I didn't see coming. I thought those girls would win, but they did not. So we go to break after that. That's it. Nothing special.
Right. And kind of just a weird babyface match, but like the dynamic of Zarya pissing people off, but she's still supposed to be a fan favorite, I guess.
But that's what happened. Nothing special, folks. It was a good match. It wasn't like bad. It was a good match.
All right. Well, Giulia, look at her. Look at her, guys. And I guess these other two women, they're all walking. And then Sarah is with Trick Williams, and she's like, "Did you get a chance to talk to Oba?" He's like, "I don't need to talk to Oba. Yeah. His receipt's coming too."
Yeah, he gonna get his. He said something.
And then little Easter egg: the screen in the background changes to a test pattern.
Again, what is going on with that?
Yeah, what is up with this? Is someone hacking in?
Scripts coming back?
You fucking with Scripps? Yeah.
Scripps. Remember Scripps, folks? Remember the mask?
All right. So now we have a champion summit.
Oh.
With Giulia.
Yeah.
Bayley. Dark Roxanne.
Oh, she's dark.
Yep. And then at some point, the Queen Charlotte Flair decides to crash the party. I'm going to disavow this, Ray.
Oh, cool. Why?
Not because
Kendo
Cora
stick?
Jade came in with a kendo stick at the end and whooped everybody. Okay. But because it sucked.
Yeah, it was
sucked. This sucked.
This was 15 minutes of my life I want to get back. And I won't.
No. I'm surprised they didn't go to break in the middle of it.
Right?
That's how long this went on.
Fucking
oh my God.
Ric Flair Jr. is like, I was NXT champion. I can choose you. Woo! What?
Don't remind us that you wasted a Royal Rumble win on an NXT championship, you moron.
Jesus.
And I may not necessarily be talking to Charlotte. I may be talking to whoever wrote that for her to say, and her for not saying I'm not going to say that.
What's up, Todd? Charlotte Flair came out looking like a goddamn worm alien from Men in Black. You know, the ones that smoke cigarettes and drink coffee all day. She's fucking awful looking. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that, man. It's just
she looks like she looks like someone was making a real doll outside in the sun and then took a long lunch break.
Oh, it's like, dude, it's like she aged 20 years. She's a young lady still. She looked fine before. And I was telling Jimmy, the fucking mole is gone. She was like, she had a mole? I'm like, yeah, she had a fucking mole. It's gone.
That said,
it moved.
It moved around like the Austin Powers.
That's what it is.
But that being said, okay, looks are one thing, but why is her promo so ass?
Yo, right? Like she sucks at cutting a promo now too.
But it was like she was doing it badly on purpose. I know she knows better than that, but the way she was saying it was like she was mocking the entire her being there. And the go home line was just like very abrupt and didn't like it wasn't good.
Well, I mean, she just got the divorce from Andrade.
No, we just found out about it. They've probably already been divorced.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say things that I'm gonna get canceled for, so I'm just gonna leave it at this. I think Andrade could do better.
He definitely can. Hey, I'll say something nice.
Oh, go. Her hair was nice.
Look at Giulia.
Yeah, this was
the best English promo in this ring at this time.
I'm gonna tell you something, folks. That is not fucking joking. This was just minutes and minutes of shit. This is like when you take a shit after you have a bad stomach. You get up and you're like, all right, I'm done. You know, your asshole's sore from wiping. You walk 10 feet and you got to run back in and take another shit. It was just continuous, endless shit. I'm sorry to put it over that way, but it's so damn true, Vet. This was awful. And about 15 minutes long.
Yeah. So most of it was Roxanne, who we know struggles. She may be better than she was, but it's still leagues away from where somebody needs to be, I guess.
Word.
And Bayley, who's been there for like what? She's on like what, the 10-year, 11-year run now.
She just dialed it in, bro. She didn't give a shit.
Right. Same Bayley promo you always get. Then Giulia comes out and says basic, simple words because that's all she can handle, but it still sounds better than anything they've said, mostly because it's short and because look at her. And then Charlotte comes out and ruins it. Now, I will say something.
I'm sorry. She started in 2012 with WWE.
You said Bayley did?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, but I'm sorry.
She's already 4 years past the Austin run.
But you were gonna say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Charlotte came out. Charlotte her arms look jacked. I'll
She's
give her
in
that.
shape.
It's good there.
Yeah.
But
ripped stomach.
So, yeah.
No ass. Come on, like go the extra. You're gonna do all this shit. Just go the extra mile, right? Get the implants and the butt implants. I'm sorry, but when you have baggy underwear on a pay-per-view,
she worked her ass off to come back.
Literally.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Woo.
Goodbye, ass.
Fire me, I'll fire myself. Yeah, so it sucked. Ava gets between Ethan Page and Javon Evans, and then because Javon Evans at NXT had the audacity to attack a wrestler, he's suspended. You know what I was saying about the whole Ted DiBiase buying the championship belt and how there's rules but you're going to suspend a wrestler at NXT for attacking a wrestler. Luckily, Ethan Page says, hey, don't suspend the kid. Punish him. Give him a match with me. And she's like, well, that's a great idea, which that's not what she should respond. But then she says, as long as you can get medically cleared.
He's like, I'm gonna that was his promo.
Yes, exactly. So my suggestion is that Javon Evans go see the doctor that cleared Cedric Alexander with his clearly still broken hand, and he should be able to get this match, and we can have a good Vengeance Day match.
Yeah. Why not? All right.
Where are we at here? Kelani Jordan.
Yay.
Yeah. And then she makes her entrance, but we're not going to go to that match yet. We're going to go to Josh Briggs going to talk to the Honks. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, a match? And they're like, sure, bro.
Yeah, Hank and Tank. They're all in. They're in.
Yeah, they're with it. And then Ridge Holland goes to talk to Tony and says, hey, I want a fair North American Championship match because that other one was unfair. You guys cheated. And Izzy suggests, hey, why not a steel cage? And instead of saying, hey, the men are talking, why don't you sit over there?
Shut your mouth.
Instead of saying that,
go make a sandwich.
Yeah. Instead of that, they seem to like kind of go along with it, like they like that idea. Even though, to me, what it sounds like is exactly what you're saying. The setup, right?
It's a setup.
Why would you bring a cage into this when this is none of your business? I think you're pushing a little too hard. Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Yes, I agree. I think Izzy Dane, like I said, is hitting skins with all the, what's this guy's name? He's hitting skins with Big Boy, and she's gonna help him win that title somehow in a steel cage match. I don't know how. What's gonna happen? Maybe she brings out handcuffs. Maybe she slips him a fucking brass knuckles, a crowbar. Who knows?
Maybe she tells Javon Evans there's a doctor's note in the ring and he climbs inside to get it. And
possibly. But Ridge Holland will be your new North American champion, and well earned. I've grown very fond of Ridge Holland over the last few weeks and months. I think he's doing a good job. Well, so
this match is going to be a little bit of very fond.
So, you know me, Vet. Whenever Kelani Jordan is in the match, I disavow it. So I was making the thumbnails for this for tonight. I was also setting up the show for tomorrow. So I was listening to the match. I really didn't give a shit. I watched towards the end when Kelani puts on the crossface chicken wing and didn't release it.
If that's what it was. I don't know what it was.
She made a karate girl submit. A gymnast made a martial artist submit to a broken chicken wing. And she won the match. Kelani did. But then the referee. So explain this to me, Vet. Good.
Let's rewind it. Rewind. Karate Karmen versus Kelani Jordan. And just so you know how bad Kelani Jordan still is, they did the basic universal shoulder tackle spot. And Kelani Jordan, if you can watch me on the live streaming here and on Channel Attitude, Kelani Jordan hits a shoulder tackle like sideways.
Yeah.
She goes in sideways for a shoulder tackle. And I just want, like, when you're at the PC training for all the hours that you have to train and run the same basic stuff, I assume.
I find this funny. Go ahead.
Yeah. When you're working your way to the 10,000 hour rule of mastering your craft or whatever, and you're still sideways, leaning into somebody with a shoulder tackle instead of hitting them square up. I mean, it's one thing to have room to grow, but
she's a future star, brother. What are you talking about?
Jada comes out.
Oh yeah.
At one point during the match.
She's a fine little lady.
That leads to Kelani goes out to the floor to yap at her. And then this causes Karate Karmen to hit a flying karate tackle.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Karate Karmen apparently did lots of training in her karate class for how to dive through the ropes and land on somebody, because it actually looked like nobody was going to die from this, but yet still looked impactful and good on television.
Oh, good. Good for her.
Good karate dive.
Yeah.
And then Jada.
I'm sorry. What belt do you have to learn dives in karate? Is it like past the green belt?
I think it's a purple.
Purple
is like the earliest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's after green. It's purple.
Yeah.
And then okay. That's when you start learning the dives. Good.
I think. Look, I'm not a karate expert, so
neither am I.
Yeah. So after this point, they go to break, and after this point, Jada parks herself at commentary and sits right there with Snitch Joseph, which is what they have now nicknamed Vic Joseph for snitching on her, I guess. And all this time I'm sitting there watching Karate Karmen work a cravat in the ring. I'm like, yeah, I guess William Regal is back, isn't he? She's sitting there and she's got the I can't put a cravat on myself, but it's that move. And then Kalani's trying to roll out of it, and Karate Karmen's holding on to it nope, still got you. This actually probably should have been done at the beginning of the match.
I didn't watch the match, folks. I don't know what he's talking about.
It was pretty cool. But anyway, eventually Kelani Jordan's like, all right, enough of this. And she hits 2 moonsaults and then puts on that weird move that you called the broken chicken wing. Just taps her out and then goes back to do it again because she's crazy. She's lost it. She's unhinged.
Crazy Kelani.
Yeah, crazy Kelani. Now she can be KK. Karate Karmen, Crazy Kelani. And
crazy then, with a K. And a Z.
Yeah, and the referee's like, you know what? I think Karate Karmen did win, actually. Ding, ding, ding. Reverse decision. You're disqualified for doing stuff. You know what? I think I just thought of this. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm the best in the world for a reason. So, you see how Kelani Jordan, after the match is over, match is over.
Excited.
She attacks. She attacks Karate Karmen. Kelani Jordan attacks a defenseless Karate Karmen, still reeling from that first broken chicken wing, puts the other wing on, starts choking her again, and now that causes Kelani Jordan to lose, right? So hear me out. What if every time you attack a wrestler outside of a match, you lose the last match that you had?
That don't work for me, brother.
No?
I mean, it does.
I think
work.
we should try it, though.
Well, this is all up to The Rock's daughter.
She's the final boss.
She's
I see.
final boss at the age of 20.
I'll show up. I'll show up at the PC unannounced and get a meeting.
I mean, if you can.
Stephanie's back.
Why?
Because she's getting TMZ'd. She's trying to leave. She's making the bold decision to walk through the parking lot alone. Even though whoever attacks her might lose their their last match retroactively. But she gets TMZ'd and she basically says, she cuts her very careful English promo and she says she will see Fallon Henley in hell.
Oh, shit. Okay. Why not?
Yeah. Bayley interrupts Ava and Frasium.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a meeting, and Bayley just comes in and is like, I want that bitch in a match.
Oh, that's
and
not...
Ava's like, which bitch? She's like, Cora Jade, of course. And then the Noah team interrupts, and they say that they've, Josh Briggs is like, I found an opponent, referring to the Honks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Inamura's like, well, I found an opponent. He's like, well, who did you find? And he's like, NQCC.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, well, now we've had too many opponents. And then Ava's like, no problem. We'll just have a triple threat tag team match next week. It's a day of triple threats today, isn't it? Then Sarah walks with what? Huh?
No, sorry.
Sarah? Sarah? Sarah.
Yeah,
remember
Sarah
her?
Shriver.
She's very busy.
Yeah.
Walking with A-Town Down Under.
Oh, yeah.
They're walking and talking.
They're talking.
They're jiving.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They talk a lot of shit, those guys, right?
They do talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You like it?
I like A-Town Down.
Is it nice to see them back in NXT?
I like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Oh, Grayson Waller. I like them, so I don't know. Not too many people do. I don't know why. I don't know. I know you're not a fan of Grayson Waller. I know that, but I don't have a problem.
I'm not a fan. I'm not to the point that I could be, one of the preeminent podcasters and just completely say that this guy is small and has no physique or whatever, just because he doesn't like him for whatever reason. I won't say that about him.
I agree with Todd Brandley. They aight. Yeah, but I just
there's something missing from both of them, but I don't know what it is because I feel like they're doing all the things that they can, and
they look they look good. They're not bad promos, like terrible. They have character. They're like they have charisma. So what the fuck is missing? Like, what is it? They're both big guys. They're not small guys.
They even have the. They're two white guys, but one of them's Australian, so it's like at least a little bit of something.
Right. And then they're both athletic. So I don't know. Like, what are we missing here?
They're too good. Let's just have them job.
Is that what it is?
Maybe. Well, hey, if you're going to put them against Trick and Oba.
That's a fucking formidable tag team, my friend.
And they have a tag team match. And basically, what the story of the match is going to be. Even before we start the match, it's going to be, can they coexist? Can Trick and Oba be on the same page? And can you believe that they would do a spot where someone bumps into the other one on the apron and then they get mad at each other?
I'm just confused by Professor's comment here. They need breast then.
Well, he's so far enlightened and ahead of where we are, we can't hope to understand.
So maybe like a trans thing? Is that trans gimmick?
Yeah, get breast implants, guys, if you want to get a push.
That's it, brother. Work for Trish Stratus.
I heard she was at the Rumble.
She was. She looked great.
Yeah.
She looked great, man. Was she like 50? She looked fantastic. So
anyway, so back to the match. When Trick finally does make the hot tag, Oba comes in, starts cleaning, Australian and Atlanta house and throws guys around for a while. And then right when he's about to finish them off, Trick Williams tags himself back in. Of course he does.
Dumbass.
And
Oba had that, yo.
he had it. But then what happens? While all this bedlam and foolishness is going on,
Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. He's the new NXT ring announcer, and he's coming in. So as everybody's distracted or whatever, and Trick goes to hit the ropes, all of a sudden, here comes Eddie with a yappa pie strap, right to the back, yappa pie, brother. Yappa pie, and then the rolling flatliner, which is the finisher of
Grayson Waller,
and which I've never seen him finish anybody with, but today it beats Trick Williams. And A-Town Down Under go over.
They win.
And then
there's more.
Trick gets whooped with the yappa pie in strap match, brother.
He got his ass whizzed.
Yeah, whoop that Trick.
Just saying, brother. Well, he did.
He's just listening to the song, and he's a DJ, so he's very astute when it comes to music and those type of things. So when he hears those lyrics, he's like, you know what? They're telling me this for a reason. Got the strapped him up. And Oba just was like, yeah, this can happen, and leaves.
Yeah, he's like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with me. And I agree, Todd. Also see Kiana James. Has her tits made it into the
She's not back, so
they haven't made the debut.
You can't tell if she's getting pushed yet.
All right, just anywho.
So did you have any thoughts on the main event? I mean, you kind of, like I said, I'm sure you knew how this was going to play out because the WWE only does the same cliche match every time, but
like you said, it's the same shit. We knew what was going to happen. We knew that they weren't going to eventually coexist. There was going to be the spot where they kind of look like they're going to start to work together, where Oba's actually firing up, and it was what I thought it would be. And I thought it was cool to see Apache Jones over here, with the yappa pie strap.
Apache Chief.
What was that cartoon?
Super Friends.
He was the one that he grew like to a giant, right? Jesus Christ, that's racist.
No, it's representation, man.
Oh,
it was actually woke. We should actually hate.
You know what? Fuck
the
that.
Super Friends for including a Native American in the team.
I got a question for you, Vet. Non-wrestling related.
What?
They're making all these fucking superhero movies. When the fuck are they going to come out with a Bionic 6 movie?
Bionic 6.
Ooh.
Was that the one that had like a robot gorilla or something?
Yeah, come on. You remember? Bionic 6. Ooh.
Who doesn't want that?
Maybe Jason the Wheel Warriors movie?
Why not? Netflix needs content. They're raising their prices.
Very expensive.
So anyway, yeah. So Oba leaves Trick to get whooped, and rightly so, because he accidentally bumped. Well, he didn't accidentally bump anything. He got shoved into Oba, and that pissed him off. So, but it's not like there was really any love lost between them anyway. But if there was, it was lost here. And the final Easter egg, the test pattern closes the show.
Again.
However, this time the test pattern becomes something else, and we see silhouettes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Four unidentified individuals silhouetted here. Perhaps some eagle-eyed fans could even hazard guesses as to who they might be.
I'm gonna look at it right now. I'm letting it play out now. I can't play the shit here, but I have it on my iPad going. So they're signing off. Let me just fast forward 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I didn't get that. Vet. My feed cut out.
Damn.
Yeah.
Looks like CW did you guys dirty, but if you look at the bootleg Netflix feed, it definitely was on there, so I saw it. But also, there were other weird things that happened when I watched the Netflix feed. Like, for instance, the announcers' voiceovers were completely blacked out. So, like, when they show like the shot in the arena, and the announcers are doing the VO, and then they pitch to like, hey, and here's what the NXT women did at the Royal Rumble last weekend, right? Are you listening, or are you just trying to find it?
I'm listening. Hey,
okay, well, that part, they like the voiceovers were muted. I couldn't hear anything they said. It's just a silent picture of the audience, and then it goes to the Royal Rumble clips and stuff like that. So there's weird things about watching the Netflix version. But there you go.
Who are these people?
Oh, one of those guys that's Ludwig Kaiser right there.
That's New Jack on the left,
yeah,
right? New Jack.
I think so. Definitely that's Scripps right there.
This is the lead singer from Korn.
Oh, Jonathan Davis. Okay,
Yeah.
that's Jonathan Davis, and then over there that is Ryback.
It's John Cena.
That's Ryback. Look at his ear. So look forward to that.
Is this the test pattern?
Yep.
One, right? Okay. Anyway. All right, veteran. What you got going on, brother?
Whatever I have going on, you can find me at Opinion Haver on all your various social media platforms. Stalk me on social media with at Opinion Haver. And that includes such things at HMG as the Impact Attack every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Love the Impact Attack.
We talk about the JDC on the Impact Attack sometimes. And Brandon and I, we cover the TNA portion of this now pen to paper agreement between the WWE, which saw Joe Hendry get to rub spears with Roman Reigns. And yeah, that's right. And if you want to hear me and our own Jimmy T right here in the chat, if you want to hear us talk about AEW wrestling, an entire week's worth of AEW wrestling in just under 120 minutes, then you can tune in every Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for The Wreckage.
The Wreckage.
Yeah. It is it's something. Joey it's something.
I tell you what, it's more entertaining than actually watching the show. They watch the show so you don't have to.
That should be the HMG motto. Now that we're like rebranding and restructuring and everything, we watch the shows so you don't have to.
So you don't have to.
New voiceovers incoming from Ray. He's going to record those on the train. So you'll get the real, crack pipe light up, sounds in the background for the authentic experience.
Authentic is correct.
But yeah, so that's where you can find me. Of course, you can find other I'm a Rip Rogers guy, and you know who else is a Rip Rogers guy? The actual Rip Rogers. And he's got a YouTube show every week. And this time it's not on their concrete time.
What?
A Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. It is today. It is later today. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it is 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with special guest Dylan Bostic, fresh from throwing punches at Joey Janela at a convention. He will be on, I assume, to talk all about it. So check that out. Wrestling with Rip Rogers. Go subscribe. Go hit the bell so that no matter what concrete time that they air on, you will always be ready, just like Zack Ryder. And, of course, Stevie Richards, the great Stevie Richards, cannot let something like a simple back injury and going to the hospital and getting tests and all this other stuff, he's not going to let him stop that stop him from working out, and it's certainly not going to stop him from doing an episode of the Stevie Richards Show. So check out the Stevie Richards Show. He and James do a phenomenal job. If I'm the best in the world, they just might have the best show about wrestling and wrestling adjacent content, which is like having Moose adjacent content in the world.
The best in the universe.
Best in the universe. I don't know any other universes that have a better show.
I don't think so, that we know of. And what about your Twitch channel? What did you stream yesterday?
That's part of Ad Opinion Haver Everywhere. So okay. I include that as one of my platforms. But yesterday, as always, $2 Tuesday. It is where I play a game that I have purchased or acquired for $2 or less. Even if the game costs more than $2 naturally, I have not paid more than $2 for it, which means that you might not have to pay more than $2 for it. And I'll play it and see if it's any good.
Okay, very cool. Well, I'll tell you what is good, Vet. What is good was the review of Monday Night Raw that me and Jimmy did just yesterday. And if you want to rewatch that, ladies and gentlemen, we re-uploaded it to the HMG channel, so you can head over to HMG on YouTube and check out our breakdown of this past Monday Night Raw. And this weekend, this Saturday, check this out, Vet. The Professor and Tommy Wonder will do another What If, and I think they're going to be off for a week or two after that. But this week, it is, Vet. What if Bret Hart jumped to WCW in 1992? It's a very interesting topic. So if you remember, 1992 is when Bret Hart did become WWE champion, right?
The first time, I believe, was at the very end of 91, but
going into 91, and that's when he had gotten a fever, and he was Intercontinental champion, right? He was Intercontinental champion. He had gotten a fever, and he had to drop that belt to the Mountie because they didn't know he was going to resign with WWE. That's how the Mountie got that IC title run, that brief IC title run. But it's going to be an interesting topic, man. These boys go in, man, and it's just a lot of fun when Tommy and Professor start booking these What Ifs, man. It's possibly one of the most popular thing that they do. So go and check that out, guys. So again, what if Bret Hart joined WCW in the year 1992? And that's about it, man. I hope you guys have a good week. It is hump day for you. It is Saturday for me. And I want you guys to all be safe and have a wonderful, wonderful day. So for myself and the Vet, do you have a sign-off line? Do you do that here or no? No,
I don't.
He doesn't have a sign-off line. But whatever. I mean, you could have a sign-off line. You could say, oh, I didn't put the volume.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
That's true. Do I still have that? Let me see.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
It's right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week for another edition of the Next Level Wrestling Review. Hopefully back at HMG's YouTube channel, where you guys can come by and say hi. It was nice to have you all here again. It's very nice. The fact that you guys came here and we didn't, really put it over as much as long. You guys follow us on social media. You find out that we're going to be on this show. It really touches my heart. It warms the cockles of my heart. And I got to tell you, I felt very, very, very fucking happy to see everybody here. Yeah, so just thank you. Just really appreciate you guys.
I'm fucking tired. No, where's the fucking children?
Sorry, I'll just play that.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
This is the Hustler Rep Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
It's mean, right? But it works. Oh, end the stream. Bye, guys.